What's up, YouTube? This is Ryder 8-Bit Vet. Come back at you with another yard sales pickup. This week's pickup was a lot better than last week's pickups. There were more community sales this week. So much that my wife actually volunteered to go in another place. And that was great. I'm getting the things she likes yard selling. But she found some good things. I'm going to go over her stuff first, and I'll go over to my stuff. Like I said, really good day. I mean, really, I'm looking for retro stuff, so didn't really find a lot of retro stuff. Actually, probably a little bit of retro stuff. I can say called Game Boy Advance retro. But without further ado, let's take a look at the pick. First thing that she said she got from the first sale was some PSP games. G-Force, Disney G-Force. Don't know about that. And Sonic Rivals. I guess those are pretty good games. I'm not certain about the G-Force. One of the little hamsters. Oops, excuse me. Little hamsters ride those little cars. Next sale, she said that this guy had like a table full of DS games, and then so she heard and got to him, and then she opened up the cases, and there was no games in there. And she was like, "Hey man, do you have the games?" And he was like, "No, but you can get those cases for 50 cents." So they got 4 of the cases, and he looked on his table, I guess, and he found some more cases. And she said, well, how much are all of them? She said, well, I think if at 50 cents a piece, it would have been probably about $3. She said $10 for all of them. She said, what? So she ended up getting the first 4 cases. And with DS games, mostly you find them outside the cases. So finding the cases and later matching them up, with the cases and the manuals, that's not a bad thing to do. First game case was Kingdom's Heart 3D. Dead or Alive Dimensions. Xenoblade Chronicles 3D. And Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater 3D. So just the cases and the manuals, 50 cents a piece. Can't really argue with that. Like I said, probably find the games later on down the line. She hit another sale, and she got some PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 1 games. First one was Rumble Roses. I'm not certain if that's a good game or not. I heard mixed reviews there. And another copy of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. I swear I find this game every week. Frequency without the case. And Legend of Legaia. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. She said she got these games for 50 cents a piece. So that's not bad. These next games, now she did give me more details on these games here. She said this guy, he had a Wii with 20 games and like 16 Xbox 360 games. And I asked her to, she called me to let me know, and I asked her to read off the games to me. And the games weren't really nothing to write home about. He wanted $100 for everything, and a Wii for $100. I mean, I don't care how many games. It's kind of steep. In the yard sales, you can find Wii with 10, 15 games sometimes as low as $10. But she asked him would he sell some of the games individually, and he said sure, he'll sell them for like $3 a piece. So why she's not a gamer at all actually, but she kind of knows, and with the help of my son, I mean, she said they got the best games. First game that she got, and all these were $3 a piece. All of them were complete. All of them look really good also. She got Skylanders Giants. Something tells me that my son picked this one out. He loves Skylanders. As you can see, I got all of his Transformers behind me. That's only like a quarter of his Transformer collection. I got to put up a couple more shelves, and he has tons of them. For the 360, Beowulf the game. Now, I don't have this game. I'm gonna try it out. Most times if I don't have a 360 game, I'll still keep them even though it sucks. I'm not sure if that sucks or not, but I'm gonna try it out. Final Fantasy 13. Got double disc and the receipt in here. Not a real big Final Fantasy fan, but I might give that a try. And the rest were the Wii games, and some of these games are pretty good. Got the Call of Duty 3. the 3's covered up in the old pricing there. Another game I'm pretty certain my son picked out, Marvel Superhero Squad. Star Wars The Complete Saga. Another game I'm pretty certain my son picked out, Batman the video game. Harry Potter Year 14. Animal Crossing City Folk. And another game I'm certain my son picked out because he doesn't have this one, so, but Kirby Epic Yarn. And she got all those for $3 a piece, which it's not bad. All of them look pretty good. All right, then we go to my pickups. First pickup for the yard sales. I was looking for this community sale, and the community sale was in a gated community, and it's supposed to start at 7, and the gate was locked. So I said, well, you know, maybe I'll just wait around. So I drove down the road from the community sale, the gated community, and I found another neighborhood that said they were having a yard sale. So I pulled up in the lady yard. She had a bunch of computer stuff. Bought a keyboard and a monitor from them. She's only selling like $2 a piece, and you know they look like they're brand new. And I needed a monitor and a keyboard for another computer I had. But the only thing gaming related she had, which is pretty cool, she had these Xbox 360 controllers. These are the wired type, but I mean they're sealed, never been opened, and she only sold them for $5 a piece. So that was pretty good. That's really the only gaming related thing that I picked up. After I left her house, I went back to the gated community, and needless to say, they still had the gates on, so I just wasn't moving on that. Like I said, there were a ton of community sales, so I really want to check that place out because it was a nice neighborhood, but I mean they weren't organized at all. Next house I picked I picked up a Nintendo DS game, Mario Kart DS, for $5. I got that guy slipping. His older son was selling them, you know, and he had other games too, but he was coming out with numbers like $10, $15 for like 360 games, and I wasn't gonna pick that up. And he asked him, well, how much are your DS games? And he said, well, $5 a piece. So I looked. He only had like 4 of DS games, so that was the best one. And after I paid him his money, his dad said, "You didn't sell it for $5, here." And I was walking on in my car. But the next sale I went to, I picked up this old Nintendo, and this is all that came with it. But it works. I only paid $10 for it, and it works. I tested it out. It works good. Okay, now we're getting to a sale like this community sale here. I bought some Wii games and I'll show you what else I bought here. But it was one 360 game. They had like $1 and $2 a piece. Actually, I got them, all the games here for $1 a piece. I mean, she had a few. The son had a few for $2 a piece. He just let me get them all for like, what is it, $6 for all of them. Because I bought a Game Boy Advance system, which I'll show you in just a second here from them also. First game, Cameo. Never played it. I'll give it a try. Looks like it's pretty good. Looks like it's an adventure game. I like adventure games. Cameo, Elements of Power. The rest of Wii games, Lego Lord of the Rings, Lego Pirates of the Caribbean, Naruto. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the rest of that, but you can see it right there. Ben 10 Omniverse. And Ben 10 Alien Force. You know, dollar game, Wii, can't beat that. And that's pretty much the theme all summer. It's like everybody's selling their Wii stuff. You know, so I mean, at that price, you know, how can you say no? All right, next thing I bought this package for Game Boy Advance here. When I pulled up, you see right there, the Game Boy SP. This was the first thing I grabbed at that sale, and they had $50 on it. I wasn't gonna pay $50 for it. I mean, they came with like 10, 11 games there, but you know, I said, well, how much would you take for it? What's the best price that you have for it? She looked at her son, and he whispered something to her. Now I was thinking $35, and you know, some must be a mind reader because you know, I heard him whisper, and then she came back to me and said $35. I said, great, you got a deal. the games were okay. What made things better is when I got home and I looked at the game. It looked just like this. You see that you can barely tell there's a game in here. So the type of red that was showing up from the cartridge, I knew it was a Pokemon game. So it's Pokemon Ruby version, which is a pretty good game. I think it's like a $20 game. So that made the things a lot better. They had a game that didn't have a label to it, SpongeBob. My son, he'll enjoy that. The rest of the games that came with it, there was 2 good games. The rest of them were so-so. Got The Incredibles. Kim Possible. That's Kim Possible. The Revenge of the Monkey Fist. Narnia. And Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. Disney's Brother Bear. I'm sure I'm going to enjoy that. And, I guess the games, Game Boy Advance Video Pokemon. I guess that's the video. And the other 2, the last 2 games, they were pretty good games. That's actually what caught my eye before the Pokemon Ruby. Yoshi Island Super Mario Advance 3. And Mario Kart Super Circuit. So that was a pretty good pickup there. And one of the sales at the community sale they said they had games there. When I got there, it was only 3 games, but it was like a box, and these games was like scattered there. The guy only won $1 for all 3 games, and I said, man, I must have missed some good games there, because he had a couple DVD cases in there, but you could tell somebody had ravished through it, so can't win them all. But first game was an Xbox game. I have this already, but like I said, all 3 games he sold them to him for $1. Destroy All Humans. Then it was a PS2 game, Indiana Jones and the Staff of Kings. And Payday 2. I didn't have that one, so that's a bonus. And the final sale was just kind of crazy because it was a community sale, decent neighborhood, but it was a massive neighborhood, and I actually was doing a U-turn in the neighborhood, because I actually went to the yard sale at the beginning. I wasn't aware there was a community sale until I came to this house, and it was the best thing best part of the community sale. But I picked up these 5 games for $2 a piece. Wally for the Wii. Wii Sports Resort. Need for Speed Carbon. And another copy of Super Mario Brothers Wii. This is beginning to be one of those games I pick up every week. Can't complain about it. It's still a $20 game. And Mario Kart Wii. So I got all those for $2 a piece, and it alerted me there was a community sale, but there wasn't much in that community sale. But overall, can't complain. Picked up an old Nintendo. I was looking for it. I had all the connections already, so match made in heaven with the NES system. Other than that, that's pretty much it for this week in yard sales. I'm satisfied there. So far this week, the weatherman says it's going to rain on Saturday, so if I don't do a yard sale pickup, I'll just do a Gamers Talk video. I hope you enjoyed the video, and you guys have a great remainder of your day. Bye.